As a Christian, I've been reading a author named Ravi Zacharias, and he has a book called The Grand Weaver, where he talks about how God has a plan for everyone, and that even though we don't understand why things are going on at times, that there's a reason for everything, and that there's a plan for everyone's life. But he talks about there how he talks about how we are in control of our opinions. Now this is kind of again touching on Nathan and this guy, and touching on Epictetus, but he talks about how we are a little bit in control of our opinions. And now this is a bit a religious thing, and I'm not going to discuss religion here, but he says that if you kind of let go of these things, then you will be better off as a person, bodily and mentally. Now there's a specific religious way of doing that, or there's a other way of doing it, but Ravi Zacharias discusses the religious way of doing that. But now what he mainly discussed, though, is that if you have certain worries or certain things that are on your mind that just fester on your brain like a sore, that just kind of constantly wear on your brain and just kind of like really wear you out horribly, then that can cause what I think should be called a trickle-down effect, which means that if you have something going on in your mind that is negative, and it's negative to your overall mental state, your mental state can have an effect on your physical state, your physical bodily state, and I think you can actually become physically sick if you are mentally sick. Now this is very obvious because people have died of sadness in the past, and people have died in mental hospitals because they're so depressed or whatever, and that's another thing to discuss. But I really think that it should be looked at, this whole effect that regardless of whether you're a dualist or a physicalist, there's a trickle down effect. It doesn't matter where you stand on the mind body problem. It just matters because your mind is for sure connected to your body, whether you think that your mind is your body and your body is your mind or not, or whatever you think, or whatever your stance is on the mind body problem. It still needs to be understood that there is a connection here. There's a causal connections back and forth connections there, and that it does. Whatever your mental state is there's causal effects on your body because of your mental state. Or if you're worrying about something all the time, then you won't be physically healthy. So I don't know. That's just a little thing to discuss here, and this kind of can be related to the whole thing about when I talked about the pain in the imposition metaphor, where Puro 314 talked about the William P. Brains is the neurological proof that if you look at life through the imposition metaphor, then your intensity of pain will be increased because of your mere attitude. And I totally agree with that, because I think if you have a certain negative mental state, like people like Gary and other anti-natalists have, then your bodily state is not going to be in better shape. If you have a negative mental, if you're very negative mentally, then you're going to be in a negative mental state, and you won't be very healthy mentally, because you're looking at things in such a bad way, because you're either worrying about things so much, or if you're looking at things in such a negative light, that's going to have a trickle down effect. So I don't know. That's just one thing I wanted to discuss, which is I think it should be known that you can't just have mental opinions or states without there being a reciprocal effect on your body, whether you're a physicalist or a dualist or what. Thank you.